Everyone is talking about passwordless authentication. But the reality is, most IoT devices that enterprises are using today are still stuck with usernames and passwords. Everyone wants to pursue the zero-trust model for better security and easier network access management. But the devices companies have been using for years aren't modern enough to support zero-trust. So they're still relying on traditional VPN connections. So what can we do? VinCSS proudly introduces the ZQTA Hardware Gateway, a hardware gateway integrated with FIDO device onboarding, FDO, designed to free legacy IoT devices from passwords and transform them into a part of a zero-trust network access infrastructure powered by post-quantum cryptography. Imagine this. Your company has a series of legacy cameras. Previously, anyone who wanted to extract data from them only needed a username and password. You already know how risky that is, don't you? But now, the ZQTA Hardware Gateway has arrived. It will protect those old cameras. From now on, the cameras are hidden inside a private internal network in which only the gateway can access and communicate with them. You will never see those outdated passwords again. Now, if you want to extract data or manage those cameras, how do you do that? You must go through the ZQTA Hardware Gateway. For those unfamiliar with ZQTA, it's a network access management solution based on the zero-trust model, utilizing post-quantum cryptography developed by VinCSS. Instead of the traditional method where users log in using a password to bypass the VPN and then freely access internal resources, potentially leading to larger system breaches. With ZQTA, the system will always check who you are, what device you're using, and under what circumstances. From there, it grants access to the specific areas according to the company's strict policies. This completely prevents the marketing team from accessing resources belonging to the accounting team or the technical team, and so on, not only protecting against external malicious actors, but also minimizing damage even if the attackers are already within the internal network. Now, back to the ZQTA Hardware Gateway. At the gateway, users authenticate using FIDO2 to prove their identity and device. The gateway then enforces access policies, allowing or denying access to camera data based on identity and context. For example, you have 3 cameras, 1, 2, and 3. When Gammy and Tony authenticate using synced passkeys with their phones, they can view streams of cameras 1 and 2. Kenny, however, when authenticating with a FIDO2 hardware key, can view the stream of camera 3. And only when Kenny uses a VinCSS FIDO2 fingerprint key, she can modify the settings of camera 3. Now, depending on who you are and how you authenticate, and by what means, the gateway will grant you corresponding access rights. Businesses can not only tightly manage users, but also control the devices used in authentication to ensure security quality in accordance with internal regulations. Network access control also becomes both easy and specific, allocating the right people to the right resources for a specific period of time. Once authentication is successful, data transmitted from the gateway to the user is encrypted, peer-to-peer encrypted with quantum-resistant cryptography to protect the company from the harvest now decrypt later cyber attack strategy in which an attacker collects and stores encrypted data now, with the goal of decrypting it in the future when quantum computers are powerful enough to break current encryption algorithms. For added security, this gateway can automatically isolate itself from the infrastructure if it detects any physical changes or unusual traffic patterns, ensuring the safety of the downstream infrastructure at all times. Do you think that's impressive enough? Not yet. ZQTA Hardware Gateway also acts as a security measure for your personal devices. We know many people still use personal devices to access company work. ZQTA Hardware Gateway will help isolate network threats from personal devices because your device will no longer connect directly to the internal network, but only to the gateway, minimizing the risk of attack. Now, the happiest person in your company might just be your IT administrators. Instead of managing countless IPs, firewalls, etc., which is very complex, they just use the ZQTA platform. Users will have dynamic access managed according to company policy without the need for direct manual intervention from IT staff. Oh, here's another advantage. With conventional gateways, IT guys would have to spend at least 20 minutes manually configuring and deploying each device, right? But the ZQTA Hardware Gateway has integrated FDO, a technology that allows for very secure automatic onboarding. When the gateway is manufactured and shipped to your company by VinCSS, its ownership voucher will be linked to your company's device management platform, DMP. When the device is connected for the first time, the rendezvous server helps the device find the correct management system of your company, where ownership is verified and the appropriate configuration is provided. Whether it's 100, 1,000, or 10,000 gateways, all you have to do is plug in the gateway and you're done. No worries about anyone hacking into old IoT devices via passwords. No worries about anyone attacking the gateway using traditional supply chain attack methods. No worries about someone being given too much access. Ready for a secure, convenient, and cost-effective Zero Trust. Zero Touch in onboarding. Zero Trust in operation. And you see, the authentication DNA throughout this process is FIDO2. And that is ZQTA Hardware Gateway. Contact us for a free trial, marketing@vincss.net.